Hey, what's good, YouTube family? Welcome back to the channel. You already know who it is, man. A1K back at it yet again for yet another video. And I have a very special video for you guys today, man. I can't wait to get into it. But before I get started, man, go ahead and check out the description of this video. I'm going to leave both of my social media accounts in the description of this video. I want you guys to follow me, show me some love on my social media. As long as you're positive and respectful, it's all good with me, man. So having said that, I'm gonna get straight into it. All right, so today's video is really about, I was listening to a video by somebody who I look up to. His name is Damon John, and I know a lot of you guys may know him from Shark Tank and things like that. CEO of Fubu, which is a global brand, started from like nothing. He had like $40 and turned into a multi-million-dollar business. I'm sure you guys know the story, but I was watching an interview one time, and he was talking about how to operate a business and how to deal with customers. And he was giving out some very vital pieces of information in that video, and I just felt like kind of touching on it and expanding it because the things he was saying were so true, and they're pretty much universally could be applied to any business. And the first thing he talked about was there's two ways to basically operate a business, right? There's two ways to operate a business. So the two ways is the first thing you can do is you can increase sales or you can reduce costs, right? Now it sounds simple, but when you think about it, this is something that a lot of businesses have a hard time really executing on. It's one thing to say you want to have more sales or to reduce costs, but it's a whole other thing to actually implement that into your business and to continually implement that over an extended period of time, right? So increasing sales, that's the goal of every business. That's the reason why, salespeople are some of the highest paid individuals in the workforce, is because any company will hire a good salesman because a good salesman is going to do what? A good salesman is going to keep bringing in that revenue. A good salesman is going to continually keep that sales funnel full with prospects that keeps that business running, right? Because we all know sales is pretty much the life engine behind every business. You can't have a business without sales. So in order to increase sales, you have to have, first of all, you have to have some sales to start with in the first place, right? You got to have an existing customer base of people who already want to buy whatever it is that you're selling, right? So I'll give you an example. Let's say you're selling water bottles, right? Let's say you just decided to get a business going where you sell bottles of water to people who just so happen to want to buy some bottles of water. Okay? And this is just an example, so don't take it too serious. But if you want to increase sales, it's very simple. You're gonna have to find people who want what you're selling, more of them, basically. It's not really complicated. It's just something that every business doesn't execute with the same amount of intention, right? There's a reason why most businesses actually fail. Something like 80% of small businesses actually fail within the first 2 years of existence. And the reason why that is because people who run these businesses don't really understand how to increase their sales and reduce their costs. Because it's not enough to really just do one. You really want to do both. You really want to do both, but you want to at least have one of those very well done. You want to have one of those down pat. So if you can't increase your sales, you should be reducing costs and vice versa, basically. So reducing costs is something that if you can reduce your costs, you will make your business stand out and automatically become more profitable over the long run, right? Over the course of years and years, especially if you want to have a business that lasts long and has longevity and a positive cash flow, you're gonna have to find ways to constantly reduce costs. Whether it's buying new equipment or whether it's letting go of certain employees, things like that. You gotta maybe even reducing overtime hours or employee bonuses have to go, whatever the case may be. But the business person who figures out a way to reduce their costs while also simultaneously increasing their sales is going to have a very successful business if they can keep that up for an extended period of time. You see what I'm saying? Like the video right now. If you haven't already liked the video, hit that like button right now. Okay? I don't want to waste no time with this video going to this next topic. So before I get into it, hit that thumbs up button and like the video. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscription button right now because I don't want you to miss any of this content that I'm putting out for you guys. Because if you have your notepad out right now, go ahead and take some notes too because you might learn something. So having said that, I'm gonna go ahead and switch gears to this next subject. You know, like I said, it's two ways to operate a business. You can increase sales, or you could reduce costs. So the next thing he mentioned in the video was three ways to deal with the customer. Okay, so he talked about how you can acquire a new one, you can upsell a current one, or you can make them buy more frequently. Okay, I'm gonna break down each one of these because you have to understand there's very different ways to go about this, and they all have different effects, right? So I'll go back to my previous example. Let's say you're selling water bottles, right? Let's say you have a certain amount of customers. Let's say you're only getting about 10 customers a month, you know? And that could be okay for a while, but as you start to run your business and as time goes on, you're gonna start to realize that, you know, you're staying at that same level of cash flow, but your bills are increasing or your expenses are increasing. You know, you may have to pay certain fees. You know, we all have goals to achieve more income. So it's almost paramount that you acquire new customers consistently, right? Because naturally you're not going to maintain the same group of customers forever, you know. So what you need to do is figure out a way to acquire new customers continuously, right? Simple enough. So the next thing he said was how to upsell a current one, right? So what you want to do is, let's say you have someone who's buying 2 water bottles a week, okay, consistently, two every week, right? And you know this person is gonna come every week to buy the same 2 water bottles, right? So what you would want to do is you would you know, maybe put out a advertisement or some type of flyer. You would want to say something along the lines of like, you know, if you buy 4 water bottles, you'll get 1 free. Okay, so buy 4, get 1 free. And when that customer sees that advertisement, he's gonna think to himself, I'm already buying 2 a week. You know, I might as well just get the 4 bottles and get 1 free. So, you know, I have more water bottles than I'm already planning to get, and I'll get 1 for free, right? And as long as the person who's selling these water bottles can still afford to do that and have, you know, an attractive profit margin on those water bottles, it's a win-win. You know, the customer wins and the seller wins, you know, and you just upsell the customer. So that's how upselling works. Also, the last thing he said is if you have a customer, you want to make them buy more frequently. Okay, now what do I mean by buy more frequently? So I'm gonna use the same example just because it's easy. So let's say you have a person buying 2 water bottles a week, right? You may think, okay, this person is pretty consistent with his purchases, you know, buying 2 a week. Sometimes he gets the four bottles and he gets 1 free. Sometimes he doesn't. You know, you can't upsell every time, obviously, you know. So what you can do is, because you can't upsell every time, what you can do is make them buy what they're already gonna buy more frequently. Now, how do you make somebody buy what they're already gonna buy more frequently? Well, there's a couple of different ways you could do it, but I would say one thing you could try is you wanna implement the idea of scarcity, right? So you wanna implement the idea of a limited supply, and you want a call to action that requires a purchase quickly. Okay, so like I said in my last example, you got somebody who's buying 2 water bottles a week. Let's say you want to make them buy more frequently, you know, because that's a way to deal with the customer, you know. So what you can do in this situation is, you know, maybe go up to the person and say something along the lines of like, you know, hey, you know, I notice you always buy 2 water bottles a week, you know, but you know, we're getting kind of low on water bottles, you know, so by the time you come back, we may not have what you need. You know, we may not have the same supply that you need. So I think it would be advantageous if you were to just buy a few more before you come back. That way, if there's none left, you have some water, you know, and I don't want you to dehydrate out here, so I'm just letting you know. And if you do something along those lines, I have a good feeling that the person who's making that purchase will feel compelled to buy more frequently, you know. Just my opinion, you know. So yeah, man, having said that, I'm gonna go ahead and summarize what I said in this video today. There's 2 ways to operate a business. You can reduce costs, or you could increase sales. Simple enough. Also, there's 3 ways to deal with the customer. You can acquire a new one, upsell a current one, or make them buy more frequently, okay? And if you soak that up and apply that game to your life and to your business, you're gonna come up and you're gonna see results instantly, almost just like that. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up for today. I hope you guys liked the video and subscribe to the channel. And if you're not, go ahead and take care of that for me, man, because it helps people be exposed to my videos and my content who haven't already seen it. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys. I want you guys to take care. Remember that 'tis a season to be jolly. Take care of yourself. Self-love is the best love, and I'm out. Peace.